There we go. Hey there, strangers. Welcome back to another Conceptis live stream when it shows up. I'm your host, Strange Bro Jim, and today, well, I mean, I would like to kind of continue with the um, Conceptis puzzles. There we go. Um, Yeah, and we got some more Terraria modding studying to do after that, and then we'll have some Warframe later on tonight. So if anybody is interested in some of the Warframe, stay tuned for that. But yeah, we're gonna be doing about an hour's worth of Concepts puzzles. So if you enjoy that, then stay tuned. We're going to be going one by one through all the puzzles that I have remaining. Uh, we have the 5 logic puzzles still left down here that I normally do, and then maybe later, if we have time, we'll do the Link-a-Pix, Fill-a-Pix, and Block-a-Pix maybe afterwards, but for the most part, yeah, probably not going to be um, getting to those, or at least we don't really get to those too often. So, but still enjoyable puzzles for the most part if you like them. So, okay, let's go ahead and go on to the Hitori. And start that up. Let me go ahead and make sure that it is visible. There we go. Okay. First thing is checking out all the triples. Taking care of all the triples that are out there because those are fairly easy to see and deal with. I think that's about it in terms of triples. Now, I could say, let's go and pick off some of the ones that are like in the centers here, and be able to kind of close out any of the ones in the middle. But here's the thing: I'm seeing, we've got a lot of dark squares um, just from the triples alone. So I figure let's just focus on those because, like for example, this one right here, automatically I got that knocked out, right? So that's kind of awesome. Let's see, we got this 5 down here, which does nothing elsewhere. 6 does nothing. 8 does nothing. 9 does nothing. 10, nope. I mean, we got this 10 here. Nothing. 3, no. Okay. Let's see, we got the 2. Nothing. 6, nope. 8, no. 8, no. 9, mm-mm. Another 9, nope. Okay. We got the 6 there. Nothing. Okay. The 8, nothing. 1, nope. 7. I mean, I can kind of ignore what's down here because we already cleared all that out. So, just so people are aware of my eye movement and whatnot. So, yeah. So, let's see. 8. Nothing. Okay. Well, there's 2, so that's good. Nothing else. 10. Nope. 1. No. 5. No. 3. No. 9 causes that one, so that's nice. Okay. 5. Nope. Okay. 3. No. 10. No. 8. No. 7. Has that. Okay. Let's see. We got some new ones, so let's go 6 here. Nothing. 1 there. Knocks that one out, so that's good. We have the 3 here. None. 1. Nope. We got the 5. No. 4. No. 1. No. Okay. 7. Nope. Not that one either. 3. Nope. Okay. So that's it for everything that's over here. Let's check over here. 10. Nope. 6. Nope. 4. Nope. 9. No. 8. No. 10. No. Interesting. Okay. Um. Well, we got this one here that, I already know is um, good, so we can close that one down. So there's that. Got another one there that we can do, which is fine. Nothing else though. This 5 is clear, so we can block that one off. Nothing else though. 2, and block that one off. Okay. So our bottleneck is there. So that's good. Or, we know. Okay, we got a 2 there, which blocks that one off. We have the 1 there, but nothing else. We have 9, so we block that one off. Everything else is Yeah, nothing more we can do there. We got the 7, because that's the only open path, which blocks that one off. We got the 8 there, which blocks that one, which means both of these 2s are circles, which blocks that one. And the rest of these are necessary, which, I mean, we can't really do, none of these really affected anything else, so. Okay, we got a 5 there. Nothing else we can do. 3, okay. 2, nothing there. 4, we can close that one off, which means these 2 are good. Block that one, that one, that one, and there we go. Done. Alright. You know. So, let's see. Let's go with my skyscrapers this time around. So, ooh, this one's a medium difficulty. Okay. This might be a little rough then. Alright. Let's go ahead and bring the game on screen here. Or the puzzle on screen. So, first off, the 5 is easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. This is going to be a little rough because we have 1 and 2 here and 1 and 2 here. Which means we could either have... Well, okay. We have to have 1 here, and we have to have 2 here. Problem is that we can only have 3 or 4 here. We don't know which one. So, this could be 1 or 3. This could be 1, 4. This could be 1, 3, 4, or 5. And, this could be pretty much any, well, except for 2 anyway. Could be any one of those. It still potentially would work. Can be 5, can't be 5, so the 5s are either here or there, so. Let's see, 5 can't be there, but 5 can be there, so. Also can't be 4, so this one either is 1 or 2. Can't be anything else. Unfortunately, this one could pretty much be... Actually, now that I look at it, well, no, it could still be. I was half inclined on saying that this was going to be the 5, like automatically. Oh no, but it kind of has to be. Let me try to explain this a little bit. Okay, I know that 1 or 2 has to be here, right? It can't be 4 and it can't be 5. So 1 or 2 are the only options left on this one, right? So already I know that there's 2 spots already taken here. Okay. Now, if I put 5 here, then that means the 4 has to be there, which makes it, 1, 3, 4, and 5, which wouldn't work with this one. So yeah, 5 has to be here. There's no question about it. So, and this one could either be 2 or 4. Obviously, it can't be 1. Okay, we have 1, 2, or 3 here. This could be 2 or 3. Don't really know. Can't be 4, can't be 5. So can't be 5 though. Well, I mean, we've already determined that this has to have 5 there, so um, all right. There's all that. Let's see, we have 3, 4, 5 here. We have 2, 3, 5 there. 1, 2, 3, and 5 there. 1, 5, 3, and 4 there. 1, 4, and 3 there. Okay. So, so there's that. Hmm. Okay, if I did 1 here, it would mean that this would have to be 4. So it would be 2, 1, 4, and that doesn't work. So this one has to be 3. And now whether or not 4 is here or not, we don't really know. It could still be 1, and it'd still work. So, hmm. And just to make sure, yeah. Hmm. Okay, I could do 3, 4, and 5. So, I mean, 2 could be there, and this 3 could still work. So, hmm. Okay, this is where things get a little interesting because now I'm not quite sure. Um, okay, if this is 1, then this one would have to be 4, and this one would have to be 5, right? If this was 4, then this one would have to be 1, and this one would have to be 5. Either way, it's 5. There's no question about it. Now, whether or not the 1 and 4 being here, we don't really know. So, Team UC 1 goal. I'm assuming you're referring to basketball. No, Kirito? I mean, ever since, they allowed for professional basketball players to be allowed in basketball, it's um um the United States has had a pretty huge advantage when they said, "Oh yeah, you can allow for professional basketball players, the people that, train almost daily to join the Olympics. And to be honest, I can totally understand that. You know, I can totally. It seemed weird at the time when it was like typically um, the athletes that were you know that went to the Olympics were typically one young individuals kind of thing. Uh, you know, like high school, college, you know, um, you know, young adults, age range, right? So when they made the decision of, allowing professional basketball players into the Olympics, it was like, okay, uh, is the United States ever going to really lose? And hey, that um, I think what was it? One Olympics they actually didn't get gold. I think they eventually lost because their teamwork was just shit. You had too many players that were like, I'm the big star. This is me. We don't need to train, kind of thing. And it's like, oh boy, okay. So, when you don't have any kind of teamwork on your team whatsoever, it's bad. It's really, really bad. So, Michael Jordan and Dream Team fans are angry right now. Fuck them. I I don't know why they'd be super angry with that. You know, I don't understand. I wouldn't necessarily understand their anger. So, okay. Okay, two cannot be here. If two is there, then that would mean that three would have to be there, which wouldn't satisfy the three. So, and if three and four is there, then that means this has to be the one, that one has to be a two, and there we go. We're starting off our chain reaction. That's the one thing that I like about this particular puzzle, especially when you have the pencil marks. Um, you know, because it just allows for you to kind of do like a little bit of a chain reaction to kind of spot all of them. So, uh, they're angry that Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Stephen Curry won this because people who grew up with these three are saying one of the three better than Michael Jordan. Okay, let's face it, folks. Okay, this goes out to those people that are like Michael Jordan Dream Team. Guess what? Michael Jordan, if he was by himself on the Dream Team back then, he would have lost if he was by himself. Oh, well, I'm sure that, he might have had a chance to score a shot or two, but let's face it, any team is better than one superstar. Period. If you had a superstar, but he had a shit team along with him, team is going to lose. Especially when you have a awesome team that has really good teamwork, that works well with each other. They will always trump one person that is the superstar with a shit team. Period. End of line. I don't care who says otherwise. Okay. Um, you know, think of it this way. Okay. Magic Johnson, the Lakers. If I remember correctly, yeah, he was still able to shoot and dunk and all that kind of jazz. But what he was best known for was being able to pass it as though he didn't even know where, he didn't know where his teammates were, but yet he was still able to pass it to him. And guess what? His teammates were still able to land those baskets afterwards. Okay? That's teamwork right there. Okay? So anybody that says, that one person trumps over a team is bullshitting themselves. They need to get off their high horse and just, understand that, any kind of team will always beat a, you know, someone that is so full of themselves that they can't work as a team. Okay. Um, you know, Michael Jordan had Pippen with him to assist him on his basketball playing. So, and guess what? Pippen was also on the Dream Team. I wonder why. Because those two were really good together. It's like, come on, people, think. If that's really their hang up, then they're being stupid. Okay. He, you know, here's an idea for those people that are just so hung up on, on one person being the whole basketball team. Go watch an old Pixar movie called Cars and see what happened. Maybe learn from that. Clear example of one person not understanding the importance of a good team. So, little nice, aspect of, um, how to understand, why teamwork typically works, you know. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure if you talk to Michael Jordan right now and ask him if he could win himself versus, 1v3, I'm pretty sure he's going to say, no, I'm going to lose. I don't think Michael Jordan is so full of himself that he doesn't understand the fact that, you know, he needs other people on his team to be able to score points. So anybody that, is kind of getting their, underwear in a twist is just fooling themselves. That's all. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and go on to Slither Link. Okay, easy one. Okay. Oh, did I? Oh, it's not seeing it. Hold on. Let me try to fix this. There we go. All right. Now there's an easy set there. There's a remaining there. There's a 3. Those are blocked off. Oh, I forgot to mention this before. But when you see something like this, when you have threes in a row, okay, and knowing the fact that it's like, hey, you have these right here, right? Well, here's the thing. Um, I can't have a line here, for example, right? Just wanted to point this out because if I had a line there, then notice how we have a block here and we'd have a block there. So that doesn't really work because now you can't have any kind of connectors there. So um, that's why you typically can block off that spot there and that spot there. And same with these over here. If you kind of connect these, then what happens here? It doesn't work. It doesn't satisfy the three. Um, so there you go. I mean, these three are only ones to win 7 championships. It doesn't matter. I mean, they a lot of people just keep on getting hung up on like, who's the better person, who's the better athlete, blah 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 blah. And it's like it's stupid. I I I don't understand these people that will always constantly compare, old athletes and stuff like that, with some of the newer generation or current generation or some kind of crap like that. I just don't understand the mentality of it. It's like, hey, you know, nowadays a lot of people have better equipment than they had back then. They can do more. They learned more. They studied more about what, the past athletes studied what they did and how they did it, and maybe studied how to try to do it better. And while um, you might have that comparison of like, oh my gosh, this guy was fantastic back in the day. That's perfectly fine. No worries on that. But let's face it. The you know nowadays, you're always going to be able to do something better if you've studied the history. Okay, you know it pretty much goes for anything, right? You have um, you know you have people that have better equipment, have the experience, or can watch their predecessors doing said things, learn from that, and do things better. Okay, computers. Okay, in 40 years, we've come from computers that were just, you know, like, pixels and like 8-bit graphics and just, um, you know, megabytes of data and that's it, to nowadays where we have, terabytes, gigabytes. Speeds are just astronomical. Okay, the comparison that, our phones, our cellular phones, have more power than the um, moon lander that went to the freaking moon. Okay? So, all these people that are just, like, oh my god, our you know, old athletes were the best. It's like, okay, granted, they were probably the best back then, but guess what? They were able to, the current generation is able to learn from that and be better. Learn the techniques, learn what they did, studied it, and hey, guess what? They might actually be better. Oh my gosh. So it's it's stupid when people make that kind of comparison. It's like there will never be another athlete like him. It's like it's just um It's just pure vanity and ignorance, in my opinion. Just pure vanity and ignorance because they don't understand that, um, you know, uh, that you can have, as you study, you know, what athletes have done in the past, you can learn from it and go, oh, that's how you did it. Okay, so if I do it this way, I can do the exact same thing, but maybe I can do something more along with it. And they practice that. And guess what? They get it. They learn from it. They do it. So it's just one of those things where it's like, people that are so focused on old time, old athletes, you know, just get so hung up on it that they can't seem to get past their uh, their nostalgia. That's pretty much what it is. It's just their nostalgia kind of getting the better of them, you know. Okay. 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 Hmm. Okay, we can't really have anything here. Okay. Okay, we can't do that or we can't do that. Either way, we lead to a dead end there. So we have to have something like this, which means this 3 has to be there, which makes sense because we have the catacorder of 3s. So, okay, we can close that one off, which means that's closed, which means we have that, which gets that, which we have that. Okay, close those down. Hmm. Okay, we can't do that because if we did that and that, we would have a circle and that won't work. So we have this and we have that, which means that has to go there. So we have this. Okay, that's handy. I don't know if that's a true statement there, Kirito. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily lump all high school coaches in. I'm sure that there might be maybe some, maybe, I don't know. But I wouldn't say all of them. Never say all. Typically, that's you know, kind of a logical irrationality. Although you didn't say all, but still, you know, you didn't necessarily say some either. So, okay. Well, we can't do that and that. That doesn't work. We can't do that and that because that doesn't work. So it has to either be this or this. And I'm not sure which one of the two it is right at the moment. So, actually, hold on. If I did that, it wouldn't work. We got that blocked off. So really, the only option that I have is that, to do that. So, okay. Uh, because everyone is pulling up from half court and shooting 3-pointers like Stephen Curry really plays style more than a player hate. I mean, if he can hit 3-pointers from half court, then more power to him. Um, if he does that better than Larry Bird, then you know, then yeah, he's doing well for himself. So the question is whether or not he's actually doing it consistently or not. So if he's not doing it consistently, then there's really nothing to hate, you know. But if he's throwing more air balls than he is 3-pointers, then yeah, that's definitely a habit that he's going to have to change. He's going to need to focus more on giving the ball over to his teammates than having to try to think about doing more 3-pointers at the half court. So, but let's face it, there may become a point where basketball might turn into a sport where people are throwing it from the entire side of the court, you know. Like, give it like 50, 100 years from now or something like that, and you might have all the players just kind of standing in a row on like underneath the basket, just trying to lob shots to make a basket from the other side of the court. Who knows, man? You never know how the sport might change, you know. Or, 50 years down the line, they might say, hey, dunking is now illegal. We've had too many accidents happen with people like breaking the backboard. So we're now going to ban dunking. So no dunking from here on out. Or some crap like that. Who knows? Um, so yeah. Alright, slow link is done. We're moving on to Tic-Tac-Logic, and apparently another easy one. We'll go ahead and open this up. There we go. Career best three-putter of all time, 4,000 times made in a career is known to be best shooter of all time. I mean, hey, nothing wrong with that. You know, I don't, I don't know. You could be telling me falsehoods, and I wouldn't really know. I don't follow basketball, so you could be, you know, could be telling me lies for all I care. And to be honest, I don't really. I have no interest in basketball whatsoever, um, so it's all good. You know, I mean, if people want to check those stats and verify it on their own time, they're more than high. Go right ahead. it doesn't matter to me at all. You know, my interest in sports, died when I was young. So there we go. All done with the Tic-Tac-Logic. That was indeed very easy. And see why coaches hate kids try and copy Curry playstyle. Same time, kids copy NBA players ever since NBA was a thing. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Kids will always tend to try to imitate their heroes. Okay. No matter what. Um, if they see something that, is awesome or looks cool or something like that, then they will tend to imitate. I mean, that's always been a thing, you know, for years. They always look up to, um, their heroes in some fashion or in some fashion. Um, so if they see a player doing amazing feats, and then they think, oh my gosh, it would be awesome if I can do the exact same thing. And yeah, you know, like, when I played soccer back in elementary school, um, you know, uh, every, you know, everyone would, everybody would keep on trying to do the bicycle kick, Pele's, kick the ball up in the air and do a bicycle kick to try to get it into the goal. That was like one of the common things that I saw back in when I was doing soccer, and I would imagine that kind of changed over time for, trying to curve a soccer ball or something like that, trying to get an idea as to how to curve the soccer ball for to kind of make it into the goal. So, you know, so yeah, I mean, trying to mimic, um, what players, have done, can do. Yeah, that's common. So, okay, well, I need to have at least one there. So, let's see. Need to have one there. Okay. Okay, put that one there. Okay, that one can't really go anywhere else, so not surprising on that end. Hmm. I'm kind of leaning more towards this direction than having something that goes all the way across like this. So, hmm. Okay. If I did something like that, then this 4 wouldn't have anything. So, no, if even if I did one there, I would need to have at least those there. So that's helpful. Um, okay, I need to have one there. So there's that. There we go. But I practice Curry, KD, Booker, Clay, LeBron, Chris Paul play styles because they're cool. Yeah, I mean, let's yeah. You see a play style, and if you think that it's an awesome play style, then you're going to try to imitate. That's been the way of anything. you know, it's been that way for years. So okay, we need those, which means that. Hmm. Okay, we need that one there. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Um, I'm sure if you're trying to follow a particular style, you're gonna have coaches that are just gonna be absolutely bothered by you because they're gonna try to teach you one particular style, but you're gonna be doing something else. But hey, guess what? Sometimes you need to allow for innovative, you know. Um, now, now I need to put a little bit of caveat on that. Okay. Um, Now the coach might be looking at that and go, you know, like they've studied the science and they might have gone, if you do this, you're basically going to be, ruining your career, as like like let's think of it this way. Let's talk about it this way here. Um, Basketball, right? Let's say you see an athlete out there that is doing this particular technique, like they're trying to jump like super high to make it, you know, um, to land those shots, right? And they do it all the time, right? Like that one basketball player gets a lot of praise because he can jump taller and jump higher than anybody else, right? And he can land his shots, you know. But he he like leaves the NBA like after like maybe 10 years later or something like that. Medical reason? His knees are shot, or he's damaged his legs so much because just his full-on weight landing down on his legs kept on damaging his joints. For example, let's just as a hypothetical, right? I'm just putting this as a hypothetical. I'm not like specifically pointing to one particular person or anything along those lines. I'm just putting it as a hypothetical. You have this one basketball star. He does this one particular play style that eventually, he damages himself in such a way where he can no longer play. And he only has a career of like, maybe 10 years in the NBA, right? And now he has like joint pain for the rest of his life afterwards, right? And like 20 years later, he might even say, "Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that." So the coach might have seen that, or might see something like that and say, "Do not follow this particular player's play style, or you're not going to have a career, or you're not going to have a basketball career. You're basically going to destroy your legs because you're doing that." And it's even harder um, for high school students because you're starting that practice really early in your career, right? So you might not even get to the point of being in the NBA if you did that, right? So it's one of those things where it's, sometimes um um I'm not saying that you know um sometimes coaches just don't want to look at new play styles just because they're kind of stuck on their old play styles, right? Like, hey, I just want you to do layups and 2 pointers and 3 pointers and that's it. No dunking, no nothing. Just do these, right? Don't try anything else. Okay. And if it's that kind of attitude, then yeah, that's a bit of um, they pretty much have blinders on. Okay, they can't necessarily they don't want to be innovative, and um, they're um, they get so like hyper focused on what they want to do versus what the players themselves could do, right? But if it's a coach that has like maybe studied the science about it all, he's seen the players, he's watched the other players, and he's learned from the other players to go, hey, I see what you're doing there. You're trying to copy this player's style, but you really don't want to do that because this would damage your knees or something along those lines. If they come at you with that kind of approach, like, hey, this particular player is out of the NBA now because of what you're doing right now. Now we could try to, work with you to try to, lessen it somehow, or, we could try to figure out ways to kind of get around that, or try to figure out like other ways, other potential things that we could do to try to, you know, find the mistakes that that one player did and try to correct for them. I mean, that would be an awesome coach, you know, if they were able to kind of see that kind of if they saw that kind of style from their players, right? And could kind of talk with their players more about something along those lines, right? That would be an awesome coach. But let's face it, not all coaches are like that. So, okay, let's see. Oh, it's combo guard, which means I can play both point guard and shooting guard and offer offense and defense. Keep in mind, combo guards are ultra rare. I can imagine. It can be really difficult to be able to understand how to do, basically attack and defense at the same time. You know, which is kind of sad because there are some sports where if you have like a awesome like take soccer for example, um, like you don't really hear too often about like really awesome like goalies, or I guess they call them defenders nowadays. I don't know. I've been out of the loop from soccer for a long time now, so I don't really know the terminology that they use anymore for soccer. But the players that are kind of out in front of the goal, like you never really hear about those players and how good that they are in their defense. You don't really hear about them. You always hear about the players that are doing the ones that are making the shots, you know. But let's face it, if you had like a crap goalie and crap defenders, guards, whatever you have in soccer, then the other team would be scoring goals like left and right and no problem and stuff like that, and you would eventually lose because you have no defense. So, okay. Well, we need to have one there. Okay, which means that one's there. Let's see. Okay, I need to have one here because it can't be here and there. That won't work. So there's one here, one there, and one there. All right. Let's see. Mm, I'm not sure about this line. He's gotten in a lot of trouble for ditching plays for what the coach calls, but I only did it in the final 2 minutes of the game, and we won a lot of games with me doing that. Well, okay. I wouldn't worry too much about it personally, because here's the thing. Um, Now, don't get me wrong. A coach's plan might have actually worked. Okay, it might have gotten the same result. It might have had a better result. Who knows, right? You know, it's one of those guessing games that you could always kind of go back to, right? Could have won, could have not lost. Who knows? Um, but here's the thing. Um, when it comes to competitive play, like any kind of sports games, basketball, soccer, so on and so forth, um, it's pretty much, it's a, let me kind of put it this way. It's like a simulated battlefield. Okay. You are in a you are at war, quote unquote, with an opposing force, right? And what's that one quote that is often said about plans in war? Let me see. I want to make sure that I get it perfectly correct. Let's see. War plans quote. Um, no plan survives contact with the enemy. Let's see. Who exactly said that? Um, okay. Okay, so Okay, so yeah, so from what I understand, that particular quote is coming from the saying has been attributed to Prussian Field Marshal Heinrich von Moltke, the Elder. I'm probably butchering that name. Um, but that's the thing. That's one of the um, that's the thing about you can try to plan all you want, you know, during a sports match, right? Like, um, take football for example. The quarterback has a listing of plays that he gives to everybody on his team to execute. Okay, and he might have like conferred with the head coach about like what plays do we or should we kind of tackle or deal with out on the field and stuff like that, right? But when he hikes that ball and goes into that play, if the plan that they set up fails, like completely, like disastrously, like everybody somehow got out of position at the wrong time or something along those lines, then he has to adapt to it. Okay, the quarterback would have to adapt to the battle plan. You know, otherwise he gets tackled and you know and in football, they lose yardage. You know, so yeah. Hmm. Okay. Aha. Blackheart is starting up his Dragon Age. It's kind of sad that I wasn't able to finish off that one Dragon Age Origins. Oh well, not much I can really do about that. Oh wow, this is a little rough, to be honest. I don't know. I don't have like anything definitive out of all this to. Hmm. High school sports were weird. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. High school sports were always weird. Well, actually, I can't really say. Don't really have any first hand experience with high school sports myself, so can't really say personally. So you have more experience on that than I do. Like I said, I lost my ability when I was back in elementary school, so I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's still sports out there that I probably could have still done if I really had any kind of passion for any other sport, like say swimming. Probably could have gone into swimming if if I wanted to, but I had no desire for it. Plus, you know, my family was extremely poor. We kept on moving, so there wasn't really any great like training facilities that I would have been able to do anyway. And even then, it's like, um, yeah, it probably would have been. I would have had probably a hard time trying to do anything like swimming, for example. Probably would have been fantastic at it because when I got to high school, my height went from 5'8" to 6'5" in the span of the 3 years. And I was super thin. So if I had like swimming muscle mass, yeah, probably would have been, probably would have been a fantastic swimmer. If, of course, I'd had any kind of formal training. So, but I never had any kind of desire for it. So, hmm, I don't know. There's just too many possibilities here. I don't really see any clear. Um, I don't really see anything that absolutely stands out that, this is indeed, you know, 100% what I need to do in order to get this to kind of work properly out of this logic puzzle here. Hmm. So, like I can do 2 and 2 here, and it'd still work. Or I could put one there, and it'd still work. Hmm. Alright. I'm gonna lean towards this one here is gonna go down here versus, the lengthwise here. Um, because I mean that would, if I did the lengthwise there, then that would mean this would potentially get cut off and this would be potentially cut off. So, um, whereas this one, nothing gets cut off whatsoever. So I'm gonna lean this way. Is it correct? That's correct. Okay. So that's that. Which means this 2 here fills that one in. This 3 has that one. This 2 has to go down there. This 2 has that. This 2 goes there. This 3's there. Don't know about this 3 yet, so we'll have to hold off on that for right now. Okay, if I did this, then that would mean that this would have to be the only thing, but that blocks off the 2, right? So we can't do that one. So that means that's the only other option there, which means we have that and that being the only possibilities there. This 2's there, this 1 is there, which means we have the 4 there, and then we need a double there, a double there. This 3 has a double there. This 3 has a double there, which means this 3 there, there, and there. Okay, so that's good. And then we have that and that. There we go. Okay, all done. Ooh, that was a rough one. See, I couldn't get, I didn't necessarily see a good, something that like really kind of stood out, like, this is how you kind of wanted it to go. It felt like to me like I had a 50-50 decision, you know. I either went one way or the other. One was the correct decision, or one was, or it was a bad decision, kind of thing. And now some logic puzzles have that kind of scenario from time to time. Take Minesweeper. Now you might think Minesweeper, doesn't have a 50-50. Oh no, it does. It does. A lot of people, you might not be aware of it, but there are times when you're doing Minesweeper that you are caught by a 50-50 choice and you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. It's either right or wrong. So, you know, I think I showed that once in one of my videos, the 50-50 split. So, no, it's definitely a thing. So, all right, well, that one's done, which leaves just the 3 up here that I normally do. The Link-a-Pix, the Fill-a-Pix, and the Block-a-Pix. Everything else is done. Excuse me. Don't really use Sudoku, Kudoku, Narakambe. Don't really do any of those. Dot, maze, and symbol don't really do either, so we just got those 3 puzzles there if we want to work on them. They might be really easy to do, um, or they might say that it's easy, but the entire, um, the size of um, of the puzzle itself is so large, it's really not that easy. um, Easy would be something like this, you know, where, you have a couple nines and it's really small and, that kind of thing. That's what I would consider easy. Um, so, ooh, medium plus, yikes. This one is probably going to have a lot of very large numbers. Here, let me kind of bring this up just to kind of show you guys. Yeah. Here, let me display it. Block-a-Pix. Yeah. Um, I think the main problem that I would have with this one is up here. The large numbers here could pretty much go any which way. and I wouldn't really know. So, this area up here would probably be the worst area to try to tackle in this particular puzzle overall, because I wouldn't necessarily know, um, you know, like, hey, this 75, you know, um, is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Who knows, right? Or it could be that, you know, not sure. So yeah, it's one of these things where it's like, okay, you don't really know what you're going to be facing on this one. So this one's going to be a really rough one to complete. So tomorrow, um, yeah, we're going to leave the page. Tomorrow, when we come back to Conceptus, we will tackle the Fill-a-Pix first, because that's very easy. And then we'll go on to Link-a-Pix, and hopefully we can solve it within the remaining hour, but I kind of doubt it with the size of the puzzle, um, which would basically leave Block-a-Pix the last puzzle that we would challenge. So, and I would most likely need at least 2 days to probably finish that one off if I left myself only 2 hours to finish it. So, or left myself an hour per day, I'd probably need at least 2 days to probably finish it. So, all right. But that's going to be it for our Conceptus puzzles. So, I want to thank Kirito for stopping on by and chatting with me. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you had a great time. We're going to be moving on to our Terraria mod programming session, you know, in just a few minutes. For those of you watching on YouTube, a like and subscribe would be fantastic. Also, check out my description for multiple links. Um, Discord, Patreon, Throne. I got my stream team down there looking for streamers and non-streamers alike to join the club, join the team. Um, um, and check out any of the other playlists that I have, on the games and coding sessions. Check those out. See, um, and enjoy the content, enjoy the VODs. So, but that's going to be it for today. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I catch you next time. And until then, take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy, stay safe. And I'll catch you strangers next time. Stop recording.